So Robert Lewandowski is definitely edging closer to a move away from Bayern Munich after spending 8 years in Bavaria. The German giants don't seem to be in a rush to extend his current contract, so the veteran striker is now assessing his options. Manchester United were shocking as usual against Leicester, but ahead of the game, Ralf Rangnick spoke very openly about how the club should be behaving in the transfer market. And yes, the German tactician is not a fan of bringing in big-name players just for the heck of it. The World Cup draw has been finalised, and we can't help but notice that quite a few countries in Europe are being too confident. Hatem Ben Arfa and his manager Jocelyn Gourvenec were involved in an altercation during Lille's goalless draw with Bordeaux. The latter normally doesn't act like that, but it appears that this time around he took a little too many liberties. We've got some really important things to talk about in today's video, so sit tight, subscribe, and make sure to turn your notifications on as we guide you through to your daily dose of all things football. Before we get started, we want to share the sponsor of today's video. The OneFootball app is the ultimate football platform and is a must-have for every football fan so that you can follow all of your favourite leagues, teams and players all the time right from your phone. You can be sure to turn on notifications for specific players to be instantly alerted when they score a goal or when they are involved in other breaking news. It is the best and easiest way to stay up to date with everything football. Click the link in the description down below to download the app right now. You won't regret it. The draw between Lille and Bordeaux could leave its mark on Lille. A few moments after the goalless draw against Bordeaux, the captain of LOSC, Jose Font, already recognised tensions between the players after the meeting. It was tense in the locker room. It's a normal situation of tension. Everyone wants to win, to be successful. We will also talk tomorrow morning to see what we can do better. Bordeaux, it's over, we can't do anything anymore, said the Portuguese in the mixed zone after the meeting. And according to the latest information from TF1 this Sunday, confirmed by several local media outlets, a heated altercation took place on Saturday evening between Lille attacking midfielder Hatem Ben Arfa and his coach, Jocelyn Gourvenec. The player trained at Olympique Lyonnais reportedly attacked a teammate before a tough discussion with his coach. RMC Sport also adds that inappropriate behaviour has been observed and that this has been resolved internally. While the details of this altercation have not yet leaked, Hatem Ben Arfa's limited playtime since his arrival in Lille last January could be the reason for the tensions with Gourvenec. While he came on in the 78th minute, the former Newcastle man has only been in the starting lineup 4 times since the start of the season, for a total of 303 minutes played in Ligue 1, with only 1 assist to note against PSG. If Hatem Ben Arfa seems to have exceeded the limits, Jocelyn Gourvenec preferred to focus on the problems in the game at the end of the meeting. We had an imprecise game and we lacked spontaneity, even if we put pressure. We lack efficiency, that's our problem. It's a poor performance, because we have to do better than that against the 20th. It's a hitch. We will have to recover these points lost elsewhere to finish higher, he explained. On the Manchester United bench, but soon to be an advisor to the English club, Ralf Rangnick sent a strong message to his management. The German is hoping for a lot of changes in the squad this summer. Nothing is going well at Manchester United, with only 1 victory in all competitions in the last 5 matches, but above all an elimination in the knockout stages of the Champions League against Atletico Madrid. The Red Devils are going through a bad patch, especially if we add the fact that they are in 6th place in the Premier League. On Saturday against Leicester, a reaction was therefore highly anticipated, and the English club had to end the season well to avoid having a more than eventful summer, especially since there will already be a new man in charge. Moreover, Rangnick, who would be an advisor next season, is already expecting a very hot summer for the residents of Old Trafford. It was even he who dropped a few bombs while speaking to Sky Sports. It is obvious that something must be changed. Something must be rebuilt this summer. The team might need a few more talented, hungry players who really want to develop their own careers. I don't think we should focus on signing big names. I have nothing against the big names, but for me, it's important to be competitive, to be hungry, to see a transfer to a club. And I've always believed that, not only as a big contract, a big club, but also as the next logical step in his career. Change and soon. That's what the current Red Devils coach is asking for, who will have his work cut out for him in a few months. Because with quality recruitment, Ralf Rangnick is convinced that Manchester United will change their fate. If that happens, then you have a whole different level of motivation, aspiration, inspiration to play for any club. This should be the major objective of the summer transfer window, the German technician continued with the British Channel. But to start this latest revolution, the Mancunian leaders will first have to find his replacement. On this subject, the 63-year-old coach did not really say a lot. we have not had time to talk about what will happen with regard to new players or a new manager. However, in recent months, the name of Mauricio Pochettino, PSG, has come back with insistence on the side of the north of England. But whether it's with the Argentine on the bench or another manager, Manchester United could well liven up the next transfer window. At least that's what Ralf Rangnick hopes. The draw for the group stage of the 2022 World Cup has caused a lot of reaction in Europe. Between relief, fear and warning, all the newspapers devote their front page to this event. Late last week, we saw the draw for the group stage of the 2022 World Cup. We now know what reigning champions France will have to expect to hope to stay on top of the world. The France team inherits Group D, with Denmark, Tunisia and a small question mark concerning the fourth member of this pool, since we will have to wait for the playoffs, which will be played next June. It will be either Peru, Australia or the United Arab Emirates. For the newspaper L'Equipe, Didier Deschamps has a lucky star watching over him because it must be said it's a gentle draw for the Blues. As L'Est Républicain points out, this is the general feeling that reigns unanimously in all the French media. An affordable first round, wrote Le Progrès, while La Provence posted on its front page, Deschamps can smile. If no draw is easy, the French national team can be relieved not to have fallen into a different group. If it is really necessary to determine a group of death for this draw of the group stages, Group E has a lot of arguments, since Spain has drawn the jackpot with Germany. Japan and the winner of the playoff between Costa Rica and New Zealand complete this pool. Not enough to destabilise the Spanish press, which even warns its future adversary. Germany has a problem, launches the Daily AS. For sport, it is a global bomb. In the same tone, Mundo Deportivo posted on its front page, Global Challenge. Obviously, the Spanish press is not really impressed by Hansi Flick's men on the other side of the Pyrenees. As in all draws, there is the most difficult group on paper, and the easiest. It can be clearly said that England had the dream draw, like they normally always do in major competitions. This is what the Daily Mail puts on its front page. Gareth's dream draw. The three Lions fell into Group B with Iran, the United States, and the winner of the playoffs between Ukraine, Scotland and Wales. Those at the Sun were clearly very happy that the English have been drawn with Iran. It's the Iranians. Hallelujah. Something has to give, for sure. Robert Lewandowski has made Barcelona his priority for next season if he fails to extend his contract with Bayern Munich. To conclude this transfer, the Catalans will have to find the funds. The more the end of the season approaches, the more the rumour swells in Catalonia. Robert Lewandowski is closer to signing for Barcelona than to extending his time in Germany. Last week, the local press even claimed that the Polish striker had already made the Blaugrana team his priority for next season. This would be a real thunderbolt, as the striker has been playing with Bayern Munich for 8 years now. We could see in this rumour an attempt to destabilise Bayern Munich by Pini Zahavi, the player's agent. The two parties have been in negotiations for a long time already to extend Lewandowski, who is under contract until 2023. To put it simply, either he extends or he leaves this summer, since the Rekordmeister do not want to see him leave for free in a year and relive a similar story to the one that happened with David Alaba, who joined Real Madrid for free. There is obviously a stumbling block because this case, however urgent, is not progressing. Thus, the Israeli impresario is now offering the services of his client to the biggest clubs in Europe, such as PSG, who are about to lose Kylian Mbappe at the end of this season. But it's towards Barcelona that the 33-year-old Polish international is more inclined. According to Sport, he might have already said yes to Joan Laporta and his team. That's good. Xavi is looking for a lethal presence up front. The Catalan Daily goes further, saying that Barca must find €65 million to convince Bayern Munich into letting go of their player. A significant sum, but they have a few tricks up their sleeve, such as including Serginho Dest in the transaction to lower the bill. The 21-year-old right-back is a long-time target for the Bavarians. Will that be enough? We'll find out in a couple of months.